In the land of opportunity,
You put 40 some years in and then it's all gone.
some will tell you
We'll see you around.
it doesn't come cheap.
And while financial challenges are felt here on the west side of Chicago, we're with a group fighting to create more opportunity.
It can be expensive to afford life in America, especially this year.
Whether we can make it the rest of the year, I don't know.
This week, what making ends meet looks like nationwide. This
You have a good day.
is The Race.
Welcome to The Race, I'm Chris Stewart. Some will tell you you have to be tough to grow up on Chicago's west side. And while it would be easy to focus on any of the potential hurdles, a group here is pushing past that with the power of a punch.
I believe where we're sitting right now is 7 miles from downtown.
Of Chicago's many sides.
But the lives of people who live here are so much different.
This one has heard the narratives.
The west side of Chicago is often labeled as more dangerous, often labeled as one of the areas that people tend to try to avoid.
But on this corner, a sanctuary. This is The Block.
When you step into a boxing gym, you think you're going to learn how to knock people out and fight other people. Really, what you end up learning is how to fight the things that are holding you back internally so that you can maximize your potential in all areas of your life.
Good, keep that left hand up.
For the West Side youth that come to this former church, Jamile Cannon is in their corner.
We offer boxing as a gateway to build relationships with young people, to connect them to resources that are often missing in our communities.
Cannon knows the fight many of these students face. The former teacher started this boxing club in his classroom in 2016.
You grow up in a community where you're hearing shooting every weekend. We can't expect you to walk into a school building like everything is fine, but that's what we do in this city.
Dozens now come here to take on the opponent that can be life.
Every punch that I throw, every jab that I throw in the ring has been the product of tons of people working on that jab with me.
2 years ago, Corey Rowland needed someone in his corner.
So I started playing around in the streets a little bit. Started getting into things I shouldn't have been getting into, drugs, crime, anything like that.
The Block helped him with rent, helped him land a job, and helped him channel a fighting spirit.
The work I do in the hard sweat and punching the bag, I'm doing that all by myself. But the whole time I have a team behind me.
Stats may tell you this neighborhood has poverty, health issues, and violence.
It just takes like hope and optimism, because that's one thing a lot of kids in the West Side community need.
But the Block will tell you, you're not looking at the people of the West Side close enough.
If you're a kid who maybe you've come up poor, maybe you don't know where your next meal is coming from, maybe your parents are incarcerated, you've had challenges to overcome, when you walk through these doors, you're not at risk, you are determined.
Some believe ideas like a universal basic income could reshape the middle class completely. Data shows the middle class is shrinking. According to an analysis by Pew Research, the middle class shrank almost 10% between 1971 and 2018. In 2015, for the first time on record, middle-class Americans weren't in the majority. Pew Research predicts the middle class will keep shrinking as more people fall into the poor and richer categories. That's also expected to make the income gap even wider. So what does the future hold? Experts see innovation and technology as key to creating the good-paying jobs it takes to create economic security and expand the middle class. The middle class started shopping at dollar stores more after the Great Recession. And while those stores do help people find things they need at a good price, Alexa Liaco found that this shift is causing some small business owners their livelihood.
Kingsley, Iowa is home to 1,400 people.
Good morning. So everybody knows everybody.
And one grocery store, Chet's Foods.
Talk to the Thomas, you darn watermelons. They've been really
Really
good.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
We've been here over 40 years. So we've been raised my family here.
Generations of the community have come through these doors, but owner Chet Davis says he's worried this neighborhood staple may have an expiration date.
Yeah, now whether we can make it the rest of the year, I don't know.
Davis says his store's sales took a big hit when a new neighbor moved in just a few blocks away.
This year, we had Dollar General open up in Kingsley.
He says after the discount store opened, his profits dropped by about 20%.
Yeah, it's just disheartening.
But Chet's bigger worry, the loss his entire town is about to see.
If we lose our store here in town, if you want a head of lettuce, you're going to have to try 25, 30 miles. They always talk about the food desert, and that's what we'll have here if we have to end up closing the store down.
And Davis knows that feeling all too well. He was forced to close his second grocery store a few miles away just over 1 year after Dollar General opened right next door.
And they took about 30% of our business just right off the top. A little bit of it came back, but not enough to pay the basics.
The Davis' story is a snapshot of the incredible growth of dollar stores across the United States over the last decade. There are more than 33,000 across the country. That's more than all the Starbucks and McDonald's in the U.S. combined. With 3 new dollar stores opening each day on average, these bargain stores are growing faster than any other type of store. Much of the dollar store success is born of strategy. Flood small-town USA with stores, making a trip to the dollar store closer and just as affordable as driving to the nearest big box store. Crystal Gassimi with Dollar General says they aren't looking to replace local business.
We are going into communities that candidly other retailers are choosing not to serve. And the fact that we have an average basket size of around $12 really highlights that customers are looking to us to be able to fill in and to be able to supplement broader grocery runs versus filling up.
Stacy Mitchell of the Institute for Local Self-Reliance says it's the number of stores that's problematic for small business.
So when you come into a neighborhood and you open literally dozens of stores, and often, adding stores that are a block away from an existing store. When you do that, your goal is not simply to be another option in the market for people. Your goal is to own the market, to create a situation where there's really no room for anybody else.
The landscape in Kingsley is a familiar one across the country. People here can shop at any of a handful of dollar stores within 10 or 15 miles. The closest Walmart, more than 20 miles away. Another issue at play, food deserts. Dollar stores often open in rural areas with few or no grocery stores.
Dollar General and Family Dollar are now a bigger grocer than Whole Foods is.
For shoppers, there is a need for both the grocery store and the dollar store, despite the consequences of the rivalry. It's a reality Davis doesn't ignore.
I mean, there's a place for them. It's just that what they do to everything else is just destroy it. Here we raised our family and kids all went to school, so I mean it's near and dear to our hearts to keep things going for the people that we know that need us.
But it's a need that goes both ways.
Hopefully that our customers will help keep us going. Pretty nice out here this morning, because once it's gone, it won't come back. You have a good day.
For The Race, I'm Alexa Liacco.
The race continues next.